When we think about the transformative power of these systems being brought to bear on tools that we use every single day, that is extremely exciting to me. My name is Geoff Schaefer. I head the responsible AI team at Booz Allen Hamilton. So the big deal in AI right now is the increase in capability being applied to science. I think we cannot underappreciate things like AlphaFold put out by DeepMind and other such algorithms being applied to the major scientific challenges of our time. AlphaFold in particular is already helping create new drug discovery processes, new drug compounds, molecules, et cetera. That's going to speed up by orders of magnitude healthcare transformation. The way we think about what it means to get sick and how to treat it, precision medicine, et cetera. It's a monumental achievement right now in the field, and we're not talking about it enough. We actually really don't know much about the laws of physics. You know, connecting general relativity to quantum mechanics is not something we have achieved. Dark matter makes up something like 90+% of the universe. We don't know what it looks like. We don't know how to detect it. We think it's there, but we're not completely sure. And so applying these increasingly sophisticated algorithms to help scroll through the universe, no pun intended, of data, to help us understand more concretely what the laws of physics actually are relative to what we believe them to be or have no idea, I think will have so many consequential effects to industries downstream that we can't even yet imagine. And I'm really excited for us to accelerate the process of designing those algorithms and employing them in practical applied science applications. If you go back 2,000 plus years and you look at the classical philosophers like Aristotle, they were not principally concerned with questions of right and wrong. That was, of course, part of what they thought about and studied. What does it mean to live a good life, and how does right and wrong factor into that? But the main subject of their thinking was human flourishing. Again, what does it mean to live that good life? What form does that take? And if we bring forward from 2,000 plus years ago that type of thinking into our modern calculus, I think that's going to reshape the types of algorithms we think about being responsible, which ones we choose to build, how we choose to build them, and how we choose to apply them. And so I would argue that AlphaFold is an ethical algorithm based on the amount of human flourishing it is facilitating and stands to facilitate. And so if we reframe our ethical calculus just a little bit, we're going to choose to proactively build different types of systems and use them in ways that stand to completely transform entire sectors of our economy and way of life for the better. Of course, there are going to be attendant risks and downsides. We're getting increasingly good at mapping those out, understanding why and where and how they manifest. And of course, that needs to be a consistent part of our toolkit. But again, if we step back, we open up the aperture, our ethical calculus really should look a little bit different. Because if we're going to support human flourishing and happiness and using these systems for good, that necessarily means we're going to build systems tomorrow that we're not building today. I think the transition that we're starting to see literally in the past month of systems like ChatGPT, now GPT-4, but also many other AI algorithms, AI systems with weird names as well, moving from the lab into practical applications. I think it was yesterday Google just announced that they're going to start bringing some of these capabilities into Gmail, their calendaring tools and other applications. Applications that we haven't seen almost any innovation in for 10 plus years, but are applications that permeate our daily lives. And so when we think about the transformative power of these systems being brought to bear on tools that we use every single day that help us in some ways but create great frustrations in other ways, that is extremely exciting to me. Because at the end of the day, right now, we currently have a handful of companies building a handful of extremely powerful systems that are only accessible by a handful of people. That's not very exciting. We need to get those capabilities out of that sort of upper echelon, that out of reach space, and bring them into the tools and in applications that we use every day. So at a micro level, I'm really excited to see that power start transferring from a more theoretical, kind of narrow application of these models to scenarios where we're using it every day to make our lives a little bit easier. Taking those sort of micro applications, testing them out in the real world by people using them every single day, we're going to uncover much broader capabilities. We're hopefully going to uncover or discover emergent properties of these systems that will shed off new power or new capabilities that we haven't thought of previously and can't, proactively map out ahead of time. And so the more we get this into the hands of people using these tools in real world applications, the more quickly we're going to learn additional capabilities that we can tap into, further develop, and take into other more important applications. And so I think that feedback loop, that almost conveyor belt from theoretical lab to small daily applications and the tools and technologies that we use every day, to the broader, more systematic, more human adjacent facilitative use cases. I think the quicker we can go through that process and the quicker we can speed that up, the better we're going to be in terms of AI actually impacting for the better human lives.